So last year, Kaylee and I checked out Death Whisperer, and much to my surprise, Death Whisperer 2 came out pretty quick, and I checked, and there is a Death Whisperer 3 supposedly coming out in 2025. We'll see if that happens, but to my knowledge, this dropped on Netflix either late 2024 or early 2025, but I finally got to it after having put it off for a little while. I did like the first Death Whisperer. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but I did enjoy it, and I was curious to see where they'd go with this one. In the first one, the thing I really did like about the movie is the family dynamic. I thought that the brother and sisters really had great chemistry together, and I was rooting for them to be able to save their sister. And spoilers for the first movie, unfortunately, their sister does end up dying in the end. And so now we pivot into this sequel where they've changed things up quite a bit. So the first film, Yak, the oldest brother, is returning home from military service because his sister falls ill. And it's really kind of like this family tale of them out of their depth, taking on these demons and not understanding how to deal with them, like most of us wouldn't. And it feels pretty small scale. And so I was expecting just a continuation of that tone as to where the families band together now to make sure they can protect one another, much like a sequel usually plays out. But this kind of goes more of like an Evil Dead route. And the film mostly centers around Yak, who has become a demon hunter. And he is with Sarge, who survived the first film. I think in the first film he's shot. And here he's alive. And he and Yak are out trying to avenge the death of his sister and just killing demons. He literally wears a blue collar, button up t-shirt, carries around a sawed off double barreled shotgun and blasts these iris and pupilless white-eyed demons that are laughing and cackling. It feels very Evil Dead 2, very Army of Darkness in a lot of ways. And while we do get back to the other family members, they're very secondary here. One of the sisters is getting married, and the other brothers and sisters are there for her wedding, and they're prepping for that. And that's most of their screen time, which is very limited. Yak does return, but it's almost all him and Sarge, and then another group of these ragtag type of demon hunters that they come across, and they band together to go into this forest and to kill these demons. And it's very action centric. There's a lot of them running around shooting demons and whatnot. So very, very different than what I was expecting. I really like the opening of this movie. It takes place a long time ago in a war on a battlefield, and there's this guy who's dying, and this demon is like, I can keep you alive if you let me, if you'll be my vessel. And he agrees to it, which makes him kind of supernatural, and then he can kill his enemies, and then he's becomes immortal, and then there's some lore behind him, and he's out in the forest, and there's cool things going on there. So overall, I actually liked this one a little bit more. I liked the direction they went. It was very unexpected. But I think Yak is a very cool protagonist. He can carry the film very well, and he's very likable. And I think he does a pretty good job of being this hero character. And while it was kind of sad to see the family sidelined, I think that there's a good enough payoff to the eventual reunion of the family, and it does end with them all kind of getting back together and whatnot, and fighting evil. I thought that was a pretty good payoff, and I'm looking forward to part 3. So I think if you liked the first one, definitely give this one a shot, but be prepared that it is pretty different in tone. Because this one isn't really trying to be scary as much. I would say the scary stuff, if this kind of stuff scares you, like in the first movie, is mostly saved for the end. But even then, I feel like a lot of it is more in your face and not as atmospheric, like, trying tension building, that kind of thing. It's more like you kind of know the gimmick, you know what's happening, and he's just going in there. And it's trying to be more evil. It's trying to be more, as I said, like straightforward in your face, not like lurking in the shadows kind of thing, where it's left a little bit more in the dark and you're like, I don't know what's going on, because you already have the first film and it's like it's out in the open now, and so they're going to the next logical conclusion, I guess, is that they're prepared, and so they're not as scared, and they have to kind of hit them head on. So it kind of eliminates the ability to make this more scary. So I thought that was an interesting approach. I don't know where this will go in the third one. I honestly feel like where this ends, it's pretty good. Because of what he sets out to do and kind of the resolution in the end. I was like, okay, I have a feeling we're just going to do more exploits of Yak the Demon Hunter, which I'm here for. I'll definitely watch that. I'm assuming he'll just continue to keep avenging his sister's death because, he wants to take out all the demons, but I don't know what's like going to be the driving force for the plot other than that. So I'll be curious, and I look forward to it. It says it's in production, so I don't even know if it's finished filming, if it will get out this year, but they seem to crank these things out. And currently I am watching another sequel to another Asian horror film from last year, which I didn't think I'd ever see a second one to, which is The Haunted Hotel. So you can look forward to that one next. Did you check out Death Whisperer? If you did, are you planning on checking this one out, or have you already? Let me know. I'll see you in the comments. Adios.